But like honestly, the thing is, Rockstar. The way that they're gonna make their games is pull it up, Jamie. Yeah, Jamie, pull up the stream, pull up the trailer. It's a really good game that's gonna be used for the next 12 years. With how much they put in GTA 5, if like they pump like a couple hundred million, in 100 million. Like a normal AAA game will probably cost like 8 million to develop, up to like 20. A big one like Witcher, for example, may take like 40 million. GTA was like over the $100 million mark in terms of production cost. They milked that shit. They're gonna have that shit running for years. So for one, it can't be bleeding edge graphics because it has to not only survive the current console generation, but the next one, and it has to work well on the next one. You don't want to have another situation where like the PS3 came out and it was like an actual PS2 inside. Fun fact, that's literally how it worked. It was literally a PS2 and a PS3 box with emulation. But you want to have a game that will survive for long, so you can't push the graphics too high. If you're playing on Oscar, yeah. No, but like, okay, the graphics are still good, but they're not the highest. They can do better, and they absolutely can. They just don't because they need to make it sure that it'll work for next generation and shit like that. A cropping order, yeah. Red Dead Redemption is that, especially the second one, is like a top 5 story game ever, like ever, like quite easily. Like, it's not even arguable. Like you have to like, what do you put in top 5? Like GTA 5, you can say that. You can put Witcher 3. You can put Red Dead Redemption. That's already 2 Rockstar titles, and then the rest you can argue whatever games you would like. There's like preference and shit. Like if you're a Switch gamer, you'd say Zelda and shit, but you wouldn't really say it on PC because you can't really play them. But yeah.
I don't know why you're here. Bad luck, I guess.
Sorry, I fucking missed that conversation. I was fucking paying attention to chat.
Well, we were just talking about like best games.
Yeah, I think. Okay, I have a question, right?
Yes.
Do you think GTA 6 is gonna be as good as it's hyped up to be right now?
Depending how good they make the story, absolutely yes. From what I've heard, they started the script on this game 4 times or 5 times, and then they completely scrapped it and then started the script again because it wasn't up to expectation.
Okay, so that's my problem with it, right? Is like if they start the script over and over again, then there's something going on there.
They're just not happy with it, and if this is gonna be a project that you put $100 million in, right, Gerp, and you're gonna invest, then it's gonna be the only big title. Think about it this way, like our game. Yeah. Let's say this is like what's gonna make us like it's already making us money, right? But it's the only game we're gonna work on for the next 10 years. That's our main project. If you're not happy with the script, you're gonna restart. You're not gonna be like, okay, let's put some garbage. This is your main game.
Even with our game, right?
Yeah.
I'm thinking of re-scripting
Assassin's Creed 3 and 4. Yeah. Yep. Huh?
Yeah, like I'm thinking of re-scripting the game right now, but like
yeah, that's fine.
Once or twice, re-scripting is very different to fixing scripts or I think like making changes to the scripts. So in my opinion, re-scripting is like ditching the old script entirely and just going with a new script, right?
Yeah. Let's see, GTA 6. So we shouldn't do that because we're like an indie game. We don't really have the time for that. But once we get bigger, yeah, I agree.
Okay, let's be honest. We don't really have a story right now either. It's not like I have my PC, so we can't start development anyways. So until we can start development, there's really no point in not making a better script. And the changes I'm making, I'm thinking of re-scripting, but like, that's because I was trying to think of the game mechanics and I couldn't figure out a good gameplay loop.
I'll figure it like the actual graphics, but yeah. It's saying here 1 billion. Some other places are saying 2 billion. We don't really know. I don't think there's an official number. I think these are just rumors because like hype for the game because like fans fucking love this shit. My estimate is probably gonna cost in the range of 500 to 600 million, which would probably put it as the #1 most expensive game to ever make. And that $600 million that they're gonna be putting in the game is not pre-release. It's gonna be for the 10 years that they're gonna support it for. No company in their right mind, bro. The fucking CEO went on stream and he's like, "Yo, we want to charge people based on how many hours they play the game. All right, they're that fucking greedy. They're not gonna have that much money just pre-release." They're putting 2 billion with a B. Yeah, I know. I don't believe that number. It's really in terms of like a business. What do you need that much money for? to make a game, like Hello, the game engines are free. I know they use their in-house in-game engine, but you can get Unreal Engine. Like for example, Valorant is built on Unreal Engine, and Unreal Engine is free until you have like a million copies and shit. So yes, it does cost some money, but that's besides the point. It doesn't cost that much. Like you're not developing a game engine and shit.
Like this isn't the same thing as making a movie, right? Because in a movie you have a lot of different things that you have to consider. You have sets, you have locations, you have
A movie, you need a shit ton of people and a shit ton of expensive cameras.
exactly.
A
So,
game,
like,
GURP can make on his MacBook.
exactly, and I have made a game on
The entry to like making games is really low, and yes, it does scale up, and yes, it becomes harder, and yes, I know I've worked in game dev, I've worked in 3D stuff, I know, but you just don't need to spend $2 billion to make a fucking game. It's not a good business model.
All right.
Yeah. I need to get a 4090 by 2025. Render booty cheeks. I mean, by 2025, we'll have the 5000 series, so you can get like a 5080, which would be like half the price of a 4090 and probably run better. You know. But even if you just look at this still frame here, like look at the textures on the crocodiles. That's a very far texture. It's a small texture and it's rendered high res. The water sim looks pretty good considering they've had good water sims in GTA 4. And then the movement sims seem pretty good.
They've put a lot of effort into the physics, I think.
The only thing they haven't gotten so far, just from this one frame, is motion blur, but no other game studio has done that.
I mean, yeah.
Motion blur is like impossible to get right, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah.
You'll always have artifacting. Is that a fucking dog?
I don't.
It's a fucking dog. That's funny.
Yo,
look at the little chihuahua.
From my perspective, right? It doesn't look as realistic as some people were claiming it is.
It never would be. This game is made to run on a console for this generation, and then it's made to run on next generation.
When a lot of people saw this, right? Like, what I'm trying to say is, it kind of looks very similar to GTA 5. It doesn't seem like too much of a ramp up.
No, it is. No, it is. This is not a gameplay trailer.
Yeah, that is true. That is also true.
Also, if you look in the, do you have my stream open?
Yeah.
Look in the bottom right. Look at this guy. Look what he's filming. Dear God, this guy beats you. He's recording some booty with his phone. Look at this.
Yo,
you see that?
I didn't notice that.
I saw it on Twitter earlier. Yeah, he's getting them booty cheeks on his phone.
The cool part about this though is the amount of people they've rendered.
Yeah.
Because usually usually crowds are kept small unless it's a cutscene, right?
That's what Cyberpunk struggled with when it came out. They were rendering too many things, and then like V like 1.1, they took out like 90% of the NPCs because no console can render this many people.
Exactly. So like I think it'll be a step up. I want to see this game. I want to play it out. I want to try it. Which great fucking marketing, you know?
It's a container boy by white. Yeah, it's Larry Shaheed.
Who's container?
Shaheed.
Okay. No. The fucking guy taking the picture is container boy, but white.
No, it's Shaheed. Yeah. The water sims. Okay, think about it this way: when CS:GO, when that came out in 2012, right?
Yeah.
Everyone loved it. Well, actually, everyone hates the new Counter-Strike when it comes out, and then a year later, everyone loves it. Like, I remember when Counter-Strike came out, everyone's like, oh, CS 1.6, CS, like, fucking Source. We love that. And then, like, a year later, when everyone got, like, used to Counter-Strike mechanics and CSGO mechanics, and they're like, this is the shit, we're never going back.
Yeah, like, it takes a while for...
And then...
Counter-Strike is, like, very skilled, too, and, like, I love the fact that Counter-Strike doesn't have ranked matches.
Yeah.
Like, what I mean by ranked is, like, they're not putting... Like, you are probably going against a guy who's, like, playing this shit 4 hours every fucking day, and then you're playing, like, once.
Well, that's why there's a casual game mode. You don't have to, like, play the sweaty people and worry about the elo and shit.
Nah, I actually prefer to play against the sweaty people because you get better that way. You don't get better
not in ranked.
by learning from the fucking noobs. You get better by fucking trying to play the guy you can't beat 500 times, and then you go, oh shit, that's how you fucking beat.
You don't get better playing ranked. Ranked players are always apes. Siege, Counter-Strike, Val, they're all dog shit. You have to play, like, actual, like, you have to be on a comp team. You don't have to be in Pro League, but you have to be in a team, like, Tier 3, Tier 4, like, any low tier, and just play tournaments and leagues against people who actually, like, know how to play the game, right?
Yeah,
that's how you improve
it. If you play against people who know how to fucking play the game, it's like chess, right? I'm not
Yeah.
gonna get better if I keep playing the same 200 elo guy, right? I'm gonna get better because I'm playing a guy with 1300 elo that like beat my ass 3 times already. Because that guy, I'm gonna try and outmaneuver him, and when I start thinking correctly about it, that's when I'm gonna get better.
Looking at the trailer right now, keep in mind, this game will come out in 2 years, 2025. It's still 2023. The shaders
Did
will
they
have a big
say
rework.
2025?
Yeah,
Oh shit!
they didn't say what part of it, but they said 2025.
Yeah,
All these high res textures, yeah, my PC can't run earlier too. Yeah. Well, you're not really supposed to max out games in a sense. Uh,
yeah.
Especially when you like scale up into the texture resolution. Like a low texture resolution could be like 200 kilobytes. A high one could be like 50 megabytes. Is it
Like,
100 times
it's
better? No, but
it's
it's
because
better.
like you're gonna have to prioritize what you want, right? If you're the kind of person who texture really matters to, then you're going to crank up that resolution, right? But like,
It's a law of diminishing return. The more you go up, the less you get. But you get more, but you're getting less in terms of like numbers.
I mean, the increase between 1 and 2 is going to be
Yeah.
a lot
Low,
more than
low and
like
medium is gonna be big, but then the medium and high is gonna
yeah,
be smaller, and then high to oh. Yeah.
exactly.
Since
Step up pretty slow.
we're 2 years far away from the game, so
Yeah.
all if you look at the right build, for example, this is some shit shading. This is like an indie game shading. When the game comes out, all these like visual glitches will be maxed out. And they'll fix them all.
Of course.
That's why you're
And
trying to max out. You
assuming
could
since it took
run an
them
older
so
game.
long to develop this thing, right? It
Yeah.
took them so long that they haven't released this in an unfinished state like all of the other fucking studios. Because Rockstar, they have a good track record so
Yeah.
far.
And this is not even pre-alpha. This is way before pre-alpha. And you can look in the car in the distance. You can see, like, for example, the way that the lights on this car are done right when it's out of focus and shit.
Yeah, definitely.
The visuals are good. It's a step up from GTA 6.
Yo, I want to race those cars, bro.
Yeah.
I'm already thinking of how I'm gonna race that car.
I wonder if the tire marks will be like generated like part of the map, or like actually like be like updating and shit. I know you can do your own, but like it'll like be cool if the NPCs do them and shit like randomly.
Yeah, that shit would be cool. I mean, probably a texture map. I don't think it'll be. I don't think it'll be actually like calculated every single time because that's too many
Yeah.
calculations.
But still though, like, that's a shit ton of NPCs that are literally just chilling in the street. Like there's an NPC all the way back here that's just rendered in. Other than Rockstar licensed real cars.
TikTok thing that they have in the trailer. Do you think it'll show up?
What thing?
The TikTok thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So you have reference of real life. You put it in game,
Yeah.
everything looks realistic. Why doesn't Rockstar license real life cars? Same thing, because if you play Call of Duty or any other like shooting game, it costs money. Why would you spend money when you can just make a model of your own and do it for free? Not only do you have to pay for it, but you have to keep the license up and shit. Like licenses expire, so you have to renew the license in a couple of years. Now you have to pay more money. Why would you go
And
for the hassle of
let's
all
say-
this legal shit? Sorry?
Let's say you wanted to make sure like let's say I fucking develop a model out of an actual fucking car, right?
Yeah.
I don't just have to license it. I have to make sure that the license is updated, and I have to give them a little contribution out of the game, which fucking sucks. Why
Apple
would
does
I
that.
do
If you ever buy an Apple charger that's not from Apple, there's the Apple tax. Apple takes like 10% of the revenue from each and
Yeah,
every
it's
country.
fucked.
Otherwise, they
It's
DMC the
15
fuck out of you and send you to hell.
It's 15 actually.
15?
Pay
Yeah.
the Apple tax. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Like it's just not worth it to use another companies when you can just pretty much make a car that looks like a normal car and pay $0. Strip club, that's gonna be fun. Here the lighting is shining off. The main thing that we've had since GTA 5 is that we have a shit ton more CUDA cores, for example, on PC. Our processing power is like pretty much like quantupled. We have way more processing power, so we're able to like shine like background rays at that or high resolution that will cast shadows and everything. That wasn't really a thing back in GTA 5. Yeah, you could do it with mods and shit, but it's just you can do it much more realistically because it's part of the engine now. Like this first party software instead of third party software. Like you can see, like for example, right here, these like little candles. What do you call them? Fireworks. They're shining a light on top of the guy. You're having these little interactions here and there that are even better. And by the time the game comes out, it'll be better. And then same thing with Counter-Strike, where when the game released, it had like audio. Like every gun had audio. Like they have the normal noises, and then like 2016 they did a switch of the audio, and like 2018 they like did a rework of like Dust 2. I don't know when they did the rework, but over time it'll get better, even after the game is out.
I think it looks pretty good, the fire, but it looks kind of. I think it was because you froze it.
It's a
that
dark
it looks
scene
kind of off-putting.
and it's overexposed. That's how you do it. It's done right. And you
Yeah,
have a
but
little
I'm
bit of
just saying, like,
camera glare.
when you freeze it, though, that looks weird as fuck.
Well, yeah, it's meant to be perceived in
It's
motion.
not meant to be freeze, yeah.
Yeah. Here's another good example of good lighting. I don't know. I know hair is fucked. I hate fucking working with hair and having hair
Yeah.
interact. But I don't know why it's so low resolution for his hair. Even the beard. Like this
Yeah,
is like
that
a
doesn't look
low
real.
LOD for loading.
No, that doesn't look realistic.
Yeah.
Though.
Like the shading can be done better, just the coloring of it. But like look at his gold chain, look
But
at
then
his
again,
shirt.
hair is really difficult to work with. Hair is annoying.
I can already
It
tell
is
you. Look
super
at his grip.
annoying.
Look at the shirt.
Yeah.
That's already procedure generated. You can tell because it's so high res. They would never like have this high of a texture.
Yeah, and I'm just saying, like, if they can do that with fabrics, right?
Yeah, fabrics
Look
are
at
really
how
easy
it
though.
Wrinkles. Look at how it wrinkles, right? If you can zoom in, can you zoom in?
No, not on YouTube, not on PC.
Oh, okay. Um, like if you look at the wrinkles on his shirt, right? Like
That's pretty
those
good.
are a little off-putting, but they
Or
work.
wait, hold on, let me check something. Are these? Oh, they're baked into the texture. Oh, that's literally part of the texture.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say this
Okay.
is too much simulation for a game that's meant to be played in real time.
Yeah, that's
It
probably
does.
my-
It does stretch around the shoulder. Like look at his
Yeah.
top left shoulder. It does stretch pretty good there.
Look at how it goes from the pec,
Yeah.
his pectoral muscles. Like you could kind of see it kind of blob up, if you know what I mean.
His body's done pretty good. His face isn't though. His
Yeah.
teeth are really low resolution for no reason. His eyes, the simulation of the eyes, you can tell is good, but I don't know. It just needs a little bit more tweaking, which will be done better at least.
Yeah.
A cool shot. Everything is done right here. Once again, like you can notice how there's like, is that shadows? I can't even tell. I don't think there's shadows. There's like a little shadow right here.
Yeah.
Like they'll sort out the shadows and shit by release. What else? Motion.
I mean, GTA 5 is pretty good looking. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
Post on
if this,
YouTube, yeah,
this is
maybe.
supposed to be. Sorry.
He was just saying clip it and post it on YouTube, yeah. I work a lot as a VFX artist, like my own projects and shit. I like nerd over this shit. So the shadows will be added. Shading. This is like more of like general shading. You can see like how the car doesn't have, other than this one car right here in the back that you can't even see on the screen.
Yeah.
There's not really much light interacting with the car. And you can tell this is a trick that like Unreal Engine does, for example, with their 9.9. You can see like this car is really low resolution. When you get closer, you'll see this resolution get fucking like 8K Ultra UHD. It's just that when you're far away from stuff, you don't need to render as a high resolution. Same thing with these NPCs. So they'll be loading a lower level of detail, is what we call it. And then when you get closer, it'll like render like higher level graphics. Other than the shadows in this shot, I mean, yeah, that'll be good.
I mean, again, this is like alpha,
Pre-alpha.
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 I think it's just pre-alpha.
Yeah. Well, pre-alpha, you
If
can
they
play
release
pre-alpha, so you
trailer,
can't
they
play
usually
this
do
yet.
pre-alpha.
Did you use that? Thank you. GTA 6 technical review. Yeah. W title. That shot was pretty good as well. Like, pretty much flawless.
Yo, how long you been streaming for? 6 fucking hours.
I've had 13-hour streams like last week.
Yeah, but like, yeah.
I started late today because I was working on school projects.
Makes sense.
Yeah, no, I everything this shot is done good. You have the candles; they're not as overexposed as the other torches and stuff because they're like not as high in terms of lumens. Also, when you get like, if I'm a meter away from a light, and now I go 2 meters away, it's not half the light; it's quarter of the light. So it makes sense because we're far away. That it wouldn't be that
actually slows
overexposed.
down logarithmically. So
I don't know how they did their math for their engine.
yeah, it's a logarithmic function that they should use because the closer I am to a light, it's again laws of diminishing returns. the closer I am, the better it is. But at the same time, like the further out I go, it's going to slope down really quickly,
Yeah,
and then at a certain distance, it's going to just kind of stay constant until I can't see it anymore.
pretty much. Yeah. A lot of cars going on the roads. I'm guessing this is all done in game. They're just like going in the game engine, like actually like loading up the game and run, like just taking pictures and shit. Um, they got the plane pretty good. Motion. That's the big thing. That I know bunch of people loved the what do you call it? The GTA 4 driving mechanics. I even saw these people on Twitter saying, "Bring back the GTA 4 driving mechanics. We love that shit." I'm like, okay. I mean, it makes sense if you have something that works. Obviously, they're not gonna put fucking GTA 4 driving mechanics in here. The only thing that Rockstar really has to improve to make this game like the biggest game ever is the shooting mechanics. The shooting mechanics in their other Rockstar games. So, for example, Max Payne. I grew up playing Max Payne 1 and 2. I fucking loved Max Payne 2. Probably, I would say top 3 shooting mechanics, especially because a kid, you know, you have the nostalgia feeling and shit. It was just the best. Max Payne 1, the only reason I didn't like it as much is because it was so fucking hard. I beat Max Payne 2 maybe like 12 times over, and I go to play Max Payne 1, I'm like, holy shit, I can't do this. I was a little kid, but yeah. I didn't like Max Payne 3 as much, kind of because I played like so many years after. But if they if they make it better for the shooting mechanics, which they absolutely can,
Yeah.
GTA 6 will be probably the best, like, unanimously agreed on, like the best game ever.
Dude, I was a Uncharted player. We're not even
Yeah.
in the same fucking league. Yeah, Uncharted is a fucking great game, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna lie, I think out of all of them, I prefer 4, which is unpopular.
Yeah.
Everyone likes 2 better, but it's because I have the least amount of like game time on
Yeah.
2. I have the most amount of game time on 4.
The movie was fucking ass, might I just say. Shit was ass.
Which movie?
The Uncharted movie, the one with Tom
Yo,
Holland.
that shit was so bad, it made me furious. I like
Yeah.
they literally took the best fucking game franchise you could use to turn it
Yeah.
into a movie.
GTA 6 for
And they
president? Real. I'll
destroyed
vote
it.
for it. I'll move out of Canada to the States just to vote for it. The lens right here is pretty good, but yeah. Look at the water though. Water is pretty good. They got the colors in the water pretty good.
Yeah, that shit looks real. I'd swim in that.
I have better water simulations that I've done in one night, but that's because I'm using Blender and then not the actual game engine. So, is that?
So what I
Oh,
was
look at that
saying
heat
was,
trail. I didn't even notice there's a heat trail.
yeah.
Mention
No,
the
what I was
details.
saying was
Yeah.
for Uncharted, right, the movie, from the ideation of like Uncharted, the franchise, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
It
let's see the
doesn't
movie.
make any sense to like make a movie out of it. But from the fact that it's the most movie-like game you can actually play,
Yeah.
I think, and the storytelling in Uncharted, in my opinion at least, is great. Like I love the stories
Yeah.
for Uncharted, and so Uncharted would have made a great fucking movie.
Yeah. You can see
And
through the water. Yeah.
yeah,
So on the shore, you obviously see all the shallow stuff. Even on the far
yeah,
stuff, you can see all the shallow like edges. But as it gets deeper, obviously you don't see it.
yeah. You can kind of see the like edge line where
You
the
can tell they didn't just put like
thing
a
is, like,
little fucking
dropped
water
off.
layer on top of it. It's just like an actual water simulation.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Yes, that's what I can see. Once again, the hair simulation is a little bad, but I'm guessing this is probably one of the things that the devs realize. Because if we're noticing this like first time, like or second time watching the trailer, they definitely know
Yeah.
that the simulations are not up to par what they want. But like this one's interacting,
Yeah.
and
It's just that when she flipped her, like go
yeah,
back and start this animation over. Yeah, when you flip your hair, it should flip a little more widely than that,
they'll go up
but
more.
it's not flipping properly. But that's
Well,
you know, hair is
it's
hard
flipping
to
pretty properly. It's just that the hardest thing you want to do is you don't want to have your hair clip through the body, and when
yeah,
you're
and that's
having
happening
like
quite a lot.
this is looking like minimum 20,000 strands, probably way more. But yeah, when you're having
Yeah.
this many things that have to be rendered in real time, 60 times plus a second, stuff goes bad. So
Makes
the
sense.
most important thing is that you would have to lower the thing Because let's say you're running 120 FPS, and then all of a sudden your game goes down to 40 FPS because someone fucking had a hair animation. You don't want that, right?
Yeah,
So you have to render within reason.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Like hair is hard, right? Like
It's the hard after the face is the hardest thing to render because humans are trained to see faces. So if you ever
Yeah.
watch a movie with a CG face, you know it's CG because that's where your head and eyes are trained on.
I
Hair
mean,
is a second
that's
because
what
it's part of the
like
head.
Pirates of the Caribbean did great, right? Like Davy Jones, his
Yeah.
because these guys were VFX artists before they were anything else,
Hmm.
so they knew how to fucking direct the movie so that you didn't really notice that this wasn't a real person who didn't
Yeah.
belong in the scene. They used lighting, they used optical illusions, they made sure that you didn't realize that his skin isn't real skin. There's no rubbery like feeling to it, because like even here you can
Are you
kind
talking
of
about the
see
one
like
where he's
the
like the
color's
green
a
one,
little off.
like the monster man?
Sorry.
Which car Pirates of the Caribbean? Talking about like which character?
Pirates of the Caribbean, the one with Davy Jones.
Which one is that? Yeah, this one. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I forgot. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Didn't get that. Could you try again?
I'm hearing.
Siri, bro.
That's funny. But yeah,
I think it's the Curse of the Black Pearl.
I already
Yeah.
found him. But yeah, the main thing of why he worked out very well back in the day is because they didn't try to go for a human face. When you see something like this, you don't think of it as human, so you don't try to compare it to human faces. So immediately it just sells
Yeah,
off
but
as a
like
better
at the same
VFX.
time, I know there's like a lot of diminishing returns there too. It kind of ramps up how much you'll actually notice, but then you can go into uncanny valley too. Like when
Also,
it's
if you didn't know,
just close enough to human
every
face
one of these
that you're
tentacles is rendered like by hand, like they're animated
yes.
by hand, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, and like they made the fucking tentacles do a lot of fucking cool shit.
Yeah. Other than the hair, which you
Yeah,
can
they
tell they're just putting a trailer out. Even with movies, if you ever see a
Yeah.
movie trailer, what they do is all the
Yeah.
shots you've seen on the trailer are the only shots that they have finished for like 90% of movies.
Yeah, yeah, definitely
Um,
makes sense. You know.
Lighting is good here. Into remark. This is a real life video. So pretty much all the Instagram things they have at the end here, they're all like
Yeah.
real life videos that they just took and sampled, which is smart. You want to
Yeah.
have good reference. If you reference something and you do it, it's really easy to do. You don't have to make shit up. This guy's like really high
Makes
res
sense.
compared to this lady. Like you can like this guy's good shading. You can see like there's a little dimming, a little bit of shadow under his hat.
And like the way his body's kind of sunburned, but at
Yeah.
the same time like his face kind of like you can see it's been.
And then you look to the left, and this
affected
looks like a GTA 4 fucking character, like a GTA 5 character. Like if you just took a screenshot of this left lady,
Yeah.
some weird stuff is happening. Like her face is not lit up, but she's in
Rubbery
direct
skin and
sunlight.
shit, yeah.
Yeah, the skin texture is
Yeah.
bad, and then she's in direct sunlight, but there's shadows here. Hello?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's the sunlight is
It's-
coming this way. It's
it's
coming. You can see the front of his chest is lit up, so it's coming towards her face. So if anything, part of her face should be really bright because you can see the tan line here. See the sun shadow. I don't know. I don't know why they did that.
All right, let's go.
That was fast. Holy shit. That little water splash. Can't have it. Can't pause with nice. Not bad. That's pretty good.
Makes sense.
Them houses are very shaking right now, for real. The tree's pretty good. The car is pretty good. Motion blur is pretty good. Camera like having a shit edge makes sense. Yeah, pretty good. Here's where it's gonna get flucky. I don't think they're gonna be able to render this amount of smoke in the actual game.
Yeah, I think this wasn't an actual shot from the game.
Yeah,
Like,
this
does
is
not
more
look
like an engine where it's like pre-rendered.
Yeah.
You would not, because look, like even top left for the lamppost behind my camera, up right here,
Yeah.
there's so much fucking smoke. You would not be rendering this level of fucking smoke. Is the
Yeah,
animation
like-
good? Is the booty animation good? Let's see. We gotta watch this one in slow motion. We're the booty detectors now. Pretty good animation booty. No clipping. Her fucking like clothes are not going through her body or anything. It's not going through the car. Yeah, her foot is not going
She
through the
looks
car.
pretty realistic too. Like,
Fucking Oprah
other than
Winfrey.
the hair.
Oprah Winfrey. Yeah, no clipping. Good booty. Fuck, I can't speak. Good booty jiggle physics. Let's see. I don't know why I don't like the lighting on the right lady, but it's just me like yapping. We're taking his time. I mean, I'm trying to see how if they did anything wrong. You always catch stuff when you're watching slow motion. This is a good shot. Look at this. Everything is moving. Your eyes don't know what to focus on because it's going on so fast and it's so good. It's a good shot. Whoever made this trailer knows what he's fucking doing. They're cooking. This is also another.
Sick,
yeah, this is another real video, which is funny. The water is a little too wet. Like this is too much water to put on a game engine. Just I don't know. When you have this level of like clear reflection, it's like it just doesn't look real.
It looks like there's a lot more water than there should be.
Yeah, I know it's rainy. I know. Too much water. Like this level right here, where it's like some stuff. It should be more normal asphalt and little puddles of water. When you're having big puddles of water, I ran into this issue because I was doing like my own car simulation. It's a crazy water. Let me see if the project file. Hold on. Because I literally had to deal with this problem for so fucking long. I should actually be able to. Doesn't crash my stream. I'll show you why too much water looks bad. Loads today. But I know. I have a couple of friends in Florida and they have fucking shit weather. Wrong project file. Maybe render this. Hold on, we're experimenting on stream. There's no textures. Hold up, wrong project file. Get me out of here. Fucking PC fan going crazy. What processor are you running? 5800 XD. Sorry, 5800, non XD. I wish I had the XD.
Why didn't you just get the XD?
When I got my PC, the XD was not a thing.
Ah, didn't know that.
Yeah, the XD came out recently. It's
Yeah,
really good
when
for a
did
game
you
with
get your
Ralph.
PC? When did you get your PC? I thought it was recent.
2021.
Okay.
So this is a project file I was
Oh,
making.
PC then.
I'll just disable the smoke for now. I'll go frame 0 so we don't have the.
Dude, I think I'm gonna head out because I am not only just falling asleep, but my head's fucking killing me.
Okay, good night, group. Take care.
Good night.
Oh, here, look at the street. Find the street. As you can see right now, from this angle, it looks like fucking hot ass. Like real hot ass. I can go here in the road texture. Shading, for example. Oh, what? Oh, there we go. So we can control how much water we have, and we can control the wetness of the pavement. This is how I set up my nodes, for example. When you're having it kind of stretch, which is what I have right now, this is not what the final render looks like. I was messing around after. We can have it like turned down like this. It doesn't look like water anymore, and then we can turn up our slider and get a little bit more wet, a little bit more wet, a little bit more wet until we get fully wet. Now, if it's fully wet, there is no blending, no good. You want to have a little bit of leeway for it to combine both the normal asphalt and wetness. So if we go up here now, we can compare how much water we have. So look here, cut down the water, we can make it deeper. We can do a lot of things. We can add little veins of water, control your strength and stuff to give it like more effects. You can see the pavement switching. So this already looks better because it has less water. Rockstar hire you? Gee, I'll take a job at Rockstar. I've been working in 3D probably since like 2018. but it's a little bit too much water. Like, compare this when I first opened the project. This looks much nicer. You have your little wetness on the road, but it's not fully wet. And then you compare your distance. You can compare all your stuff. You can here's your scale, so you can make like look at this. This is so much better because it's a little bit smaller scale. And then you can make it like really, really tiny, where it's a little puddle all the way over here. Or we can make it like fucking humongous. It doesn't really go humongous. What it does is it adds more. That's the way I have it set up though. But yeah, like it can. The smaller it gets, the bigger it gets. The smaller the scale is, the bigger it gets. And it's the opposite. I know it's stupid. But yeah, we're like 90 is a little big, so you probably want to go down to maybe like around 20. And this looks way better. Now you add your motion blur to your camera and stuff. Yeah, it's gonna die. It's gonna die. That worked. I can actually just show you the final simulation if it ever loads. I've also done audio design on this, but this is just like the raw PNG sequence from Blender. Yeah, this is not the final version. You can see just my rain particles are a little too big. It's like 20 gigs to render to like actually just see. Rain particles are a little too big. My water is a little too much. It's clipping a little bit. But it's the water. The only reason why the water works here is because there's so much of it. Oh, I have to close that. It's lagging my whole PC. I just realized when I looked at OBS. But water works very good there because there's a lot of it, so it's blending in very good. Looks soggy. Yeah, it has like a deep grungy look to it. Wonder. Oh, has it? Oh, I do. Perfect. You can hear it. I'll just play it again. But yeah, this was like a 1 week project. Weeks maybe. So it's a pretty simple animation. It's a couple of cars going by. You have, I know you can't see them again because it's out of focus, but like this is a car right here that crosses your screen. And then the rain is thick. Play again. Here, I got you. Yeah, like the rain is thick, a little too thick for realism. Are the water drops hitting the car? Yes and no. Initially it was, but if you saw when I had the Blender project open, this was a 5.5 million polygon, and each frame to render the smoke was taking like 5 minutes. So eventually, just so I can render it without going into my CPU and rendering on my GPU, I had to disable the friction. But there was friction earlier. Like it does interact with some of them. Yeah, no, it's when you're working with like high resolution renders and like high like polygons, it's bad. Yeah, I just added the touch of blurriness to get the scope out. And the street I wasn't fully happy with, but it was like a 1 week project, so not bad. Yeah, got the motion blur pretty good. Here it bugs out obviously because it's going too fast, but yeah. And the sky is a little bit overexposed, the top right, the yellow, but that's the only way I got the colors to look this good on the car. So there was that. I could have rendered in different passes, but it was too much work. But you get the point. Like the street should not be that wet, no matter if Florida or not Florida. And it does, the colors are good though. Like the way it's reflecting, bouncing light and everything, it works pretty good. The lighting on the sign is not realistic. This is more realistic, but it's a little too dark. Lighting here is pretty good. Car lights are pretty good. Low res car, that's fine. Interior of a car, no one ever looks there. The guy's animation is pretty good though. Like that's actually pretty impressive animation. That's a crazy shot right here. See the car in the back coming. I think that flips actually. Hold on. That's funny. Animation on all these people is insane. Yeah, I think that wheel... Am I tripping or is the wheel glitching? Oh, I'm tripping. Oh, the wheel is good. It's because it's out of focus and it's fucking going fast. Fast enough, I guess. It looked like the wheel was jumping up and down. I don't know why.
Well, look who's back.
This is also not a real video. I will. Go sub on YouTube. It's in the bio.
The only way.
Everything looks realistic in the shot other than the sign. I don't know. It's rubbing me off in the wrong way. The lighting on it is like a little too bright in a way. I don't know. It just doesn't look good. You can see the motion blur in the car, and it's making it look good. Like if this was like if you just screenshotted this right here, and you show me this, I'll be like, oh, this is shot out of a movie, right? You can't tell. The hands you still can't tell because it's out of focus. But this sign is a little too like has too much focus on it. For the rest of the focus, I know it's bigger. I know it's going slower compared to the car. Yes. Face texture. Here the hair is much better. This looks probably what we're gonna see from the actual grooming, is what we call the hair in Blender and like 3D and stuff. Sean Strickland? Who that boy? Oh, that fucking UFC fighter. Are you comparing him to this guy? I see it from when he's bald. The jawline is a little more chubby here. But I see what you mean. Yeah, that's funny. Bandana's pretty good. Her face is done pretty good. Give the little dimples. Probably will still look better when it comes out. The money looks good though. Anything that's not fucking skin is like the easiest thing to do. You can see like look at this leather. The OBS looks pretty good. Like so much detail because it's all procedurally generated. A bit off, right? Yeah, it's a little bit off. But once again, this is like not even like what the final game would look like. Obviously graphics would, but not his face. His face will be this is like needs a little bit more 20% more work. They'll get the grooming right, they'll get the hair, even though the hair is perfect. Like, I don't think they'll change this model. Maybe a little work on the mustache, add more texture to the face. Maybe it's the trailer low resolution. But other than that, like his model is pretty good compared to all the other models we've seen. CCTV cameras, you can't really tell. So, looks good in motion. So compare this to the Florida shot earlier. You see how there's a little bit of water here, a little bit of water here. It looks much more realistic. When you look at the other shot, you can just tell it's fake because how much water there is. Goofy A looking at here. See what else? Background is pretty good. Everything in the background is perfect here in the shot. Let's look at the front. This guy's fucking showing off on the right side or left side. This one. Purple looks a little bit off in terms of lighting, but look at the shadows. Remember the car shot? Remember the car shot earlier? There is no shadows in that bitch. Look at the shadows now. This is what I mean. The cars will have shadows of like this level of detail. It'll look so much nicer once you have the shadows in. They nailed the lighting. Over here, he's pretty much look at. I think this is like a white part of his helmet. Yeah, he has a white thing on his helmet. It's almost overexposed, and then if you look at the front, it's pretty dark. That's what you'd expect from like good lighting. Top of here, where there's a little bit more light bouncing off the metal parts, there's more light, and then inner of the wheel, there's like nothing. All dark. That's good. What the fuck this is though? That. Garbage, I guess. Overall, pretty good. See, there's a lot going on right here. I want a lot of stuff going on if you want to hide a bunch of shit. That's a low poly ass fucking car. It looks like a GTA 4. Get on the stream. That's a low ass fucking poly car. Lighting wise, everything looks good on this car. Everything looks good here. Everyone's minding their business. Yeah, no, good shot.
Being a team.
Fucking T Grizzly. The lights are working pretty good. In real life, this, considering you're looking through camera, because this is like this says right here, like, so this is supposed to be like an emulation of like someone recording their cell phone. Phones are not really good at night, so whatever your eye sees, a phone, rod wave, that's not what to say, rod wave, yeah. Whatever you see here will be darker, much darker with a camera than your eyes. So honestly, just having a mod where you can just like lower the contrast, like have the whites come on more, pop on more, and have the darks like go lower, like go darker, it'll make the game much more realistic. Just blending in the darks just makes the dark parts of the image, like the color wise, it'll make it look good. You're wearing pants? Pretty good. Look at this lighting. You do not have this shit in GT5. Look at this. The light up here reflecting little lights. The fucking glass. Look at all the bottles. Yeah, that's literally what I'm saying. All the bottles, every bottle has its own rendering. We couldn't afford that with like last gen PS3s and shit, but now we can. And you can see when it's more plastic, it has like less reflections that are more faded out. They're not as reflecty. Lighting overexposed because you're kind of like a darker shot a little bit. Good here. Motion is good. Get car physics. Does he clip the edge? Does he clip the edge? Let's see. He doesn't. Fucking wheels go up. Good. Little things. This is in game. Let's look at it again. It looks pretty in game. This is in game right here. There's not much smoke. There's only one smoke puddle coming out of here. This is also in game. Questionable, but I'm like 95% is in game. I don't know why, but something about the green is weird. I don't know what the fuck is happening with the rendering engine. The shop scene. Yeah, looks pretty in game. It looks like a cutscene in game. Like this looks like something they would have as part of a cutscene in the game. It's rendered in engine. This is not done in a different engine. I'll tell you how much. It's the same level of motion blur I'm seeing from all the other shots. And you can see the raggedy edges on her hand, like the anti-aliasing happening in real time. Almost. Yeah, I would say it is in game. Nothing is like coming out super strong. The lighting is like really good here, which is why it's probably throwing off and being, oh, this is not in game. No, the lighting looks pretty good. Flipping, the wheels are good. A little bit of smoke. That's good. I don't know. It's just, I feel if they get the motion blur looking better in the trailer shots, it's gonna look so much better. With motion blur, it's so fucking hard to get down. You saw with my simulations where like there was like actual artifacts where the Ferrari logo was just like pure out white. Just, fucking motion blur sucks. Yeah. More remarks. Everything is good here. Ah, W shot here. Look at the lens flare on her face. That's pretty good lens flare right here. Yeah, his hair is like, this is one of the best hair simulations I've seen in game ever. Which is weird because all the female characters they've shown so far have had shit hair simulations for the most part. But like they looks like this is like a nailed final product of a hair. Like this, I would see this out of a movie. Like this is like Indiana Jones. Like this is better graphics than the new Indiana Jones movie when they de-aged him. Yeah, editor or something. I worked as an editor. I've been editing videos for maybe 6-7 years. I mainly work as a 3D artist though. I'm in computer science, so I'm a fucking nerd. I do my own simulations. I have like literal hundreds of projects done in terms of 3D and stuff. So I really love like going over the small details of 3D. This should be more out of focus considering this is fully out of focus. Is it out of focus? This is focus. Lighting is good though. Lighting is voila. Hair simulation is his chest hair is pretty good as well. How old are you? I'm 20 right now. That's a good shot. Now this is probably minus this hair on her head. This hair is like this shot is flawed. Look at the sun. Look at the sun shining through the glass. That's pretty good. It's still doing the same thing with the sign. The green sign earlier from the T Grizzly shot. Rod Wave, sorry. Having this weird like effect. I don't know why it's like. Other than that, this blending is fucking flawless. Overall, love trailer. The only thing I'm worried about is that when you look at the actual Rockstar website, it says that in 2025 it's coming up for PS5 and Xbox platforms, but it's not. It doesn't mention PC at all. Not a single time. Not on that part of the screen at least. So it looks like it might be delayed for PC for 2026. I'm guessing. Which kind of suck. I don't see them doing this in their proper minds. If this is gonna be the biggest game, you don't want to gatekeep your players. A third of your player base, probably more. PC will probably be like 40% because like RP and shit is huge on PC. Yeah, and like this is like a visually demanding game, so like people on PC will be wanting to fucking wait for this. So I'm really hoping it's 2 years out. We never know, but I'm really hoping it doesn't get delayed to 2026. Worst case scenario, Epic Games exclusive for the first like 6 months. But even then, maybe that they do that. You don't want to gatekeep this game out of Steam. I don't care how much Epic Games is paying you. They can give them like 500 million bucks, like literally the entire budget for this game. You would not put this game on Epic Games only. If they are, they're stupid. Plain and simple. Because I know, personally, I'm fine with both. I use Epic Games and Steam, but I know a lot of people are like, I refuse to use Epic Games. I'm like, okay, sure, that's fair. It's preference. There's nothing wrong with it. But yeah. So I'm really hoping on release day it'll be on PC as well. If you've noticed with the last couple of games that have come out in the past 2 years, the industry has been shit. The games will come out on console, but then it's a port to PC, which means it's made for console in mind. And then they just like translate the controls and send it to PC, and it's a fucking shit show. I really hope they don't do that with this game. And if it is, it's gonna be an optimization nightmare, and it will never work good on PC. Also, cross-platform. If this game is cross-platform, the amount of people that will buy this game just to play with their friends. It's a big smart move. Like, remember when Fortnite was blowing up? You know why? I know cross-platform came later on, but still, if you're on Xbox and your friends are on fucking PlayStation, or if you're on PC, or if you're on Android, fucking Android can queue with PC. Like, what? Just having the ability for people to play games together will get you more players. Like, I've had this, like, even with my family in Egypt and stuff, because I'm in Canada and we're far away. And they have like an Xbox and I have a PC, and I'm like, okay, what games do you want to play? I'm like, okay, let me go look for the games that are cross-platform. I think that'd be a good selling point for GTA 6. Co-op? I can see them allowing co-op for missions for the campaign. Will they do it? Most likely not. I don't know why, but it does add a little bit more complexity. Too much complexity for what it is for adding co-op to campaigns. It'll be a very cool touch, and I would love to play the game with my friends. But considering, you know, it's a $2 billion budget game. If it's truly a $2 billion budget game, they would have it. But is the budget gonna be that big? No. Nothing. No way they spend that much on the game. Even if they know they're gonna make the money back in the first year, you would. It's just stupid. The game does not need that much money to be made. Yeah, that's frame by frame fucking entire trailer breaking down. The lighting is gonna be the biggest thing. If they nail the lighting in the daytime and the nighttime, oh my, so fucking good. It's actually gonna be insane looking. I guess Surreal has always been sacred. Those people things we yeah. There's a lot of things that happen in them single player worlds. I'll say that much. Yeah, this shot remade with proper shadows, like the same shot with the motorcycles, it'll be just perfect. Also, where is this fucking guy's leg at? And foot. Like, it doesn't need co-op. Like GTA is not a hard game to play. And I guarantee you it's not designed with co-op in mind, like a game like It Takes Two or some shit like that. It's primarily what GTA 5 was when it was made. Is like, yeah, we need online because that's the thing, but the campaign is what like everyone played in the beginning, and everyone's like, okay, this is gas, right? The graphics are good, the characters are good, the character development is good. They're happy overall with everything. The car's so green. Who paints their car this color? Funny. Best I've seen. Thank you, thank you. Look at the glass. Look at the reflection. Voila, perfecto. The hair is being a little funny. Wait, what? His hair goes down like one frame. What? Look at this. Okay, so it's down. And then it flies up out of nowhere and then goes fucking like smacking down. Zip. Franklin's green bike. I remember the green bike. Let's look at it again though. Not no. Okay, see, it's green. I don't know why the fuck you would paint it green. It's funny because it's not. But this is way greener. Like this is like bright green. Looks funny. It looks goofy because it's green. What the fuck is this? It's just funny that it's so green. I really like the shot. The vibe is given off. Because everything is so like blue, purple. Like the first shot is purple. And then it's like bright blue, and then it's finally like a warm tint. And the warm tint just works so well with the game. Actually, our body's a little bright. Mud shit with the chick is crazy? Yeah. I don't know why it's this bright, but sure. I don't really mess in mud like IRL, so I don't know how mud works. Her animation is like flawless though. Her hair, everything. Like this level of hair is what I would be expecting from the final product. Like this is like pretty. And all the other chicks' hairs were worked. You get this level of hair on every character in the game. Game of the year. Well, it already is gonna be game of the year. What else is gonna come in 2025 is gonna be game of the year other than GTA? This hair is acceptable, I guess. A little stiff. Having stiff hair sucks. Does she? Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, I see what you're talking about. The GTA 5 fucking loading screen. It's throwing me off. I don't know why. I can't explain. Overexposed screen traffic light at night. Oh, not. I don't want long exposure. At night. I want to show you what it should look like. I don't really have videos on my phone. It's just be a. Do that. Why is green doing this? Loading screen has many troubles. Yeah, I remember. I played GTA 5 on my like PS3 as a kid, like in the living room. My mom was like, "What are you playing?" I'm like, "Oh," and like I'll play like the Trevor mission, and he's swearing every fucking word, and he's like, my mom's like, "What is this? Turn it off!" Like, Mom, no. I don't know why that effect is happening with the light color green. Same photo. But it should be like a blur like this. If this was a blur, honestly, it'd be very nice. Imagine I had like a little bit of. I know it's super far away, it wouldn't affect his face. A little bit of a green thing here. That'd be so fucking nice. That'd be such a little cool detail. I just nerd it. Also, it looks like Mr. fucking Beast in the back. You see this shit? Mr. Beast, who hurt you? It's coming out. Hey, it doesn't look bad. It's not that it looks bad. It's that look at the green stripes. It just doesn't make sense. You have these rays of color coming out, but between them, it's empty. Here's why I say this looks weird, because there's just like really tall rays of light that are coming out, but it's not universal, right? So it should, if it looks something like this, where as the farther you get away, it's even, you know? Phone lens flare? Phone. Hey, I guess. Go, bitch. Like a fucking. That photos are for like 4K. They're too high to load. Load something. Oh. On their website. Do some investigating to see if I'm yapping or if I'm right. Here. A good example. Comes out. Okay. So I guess it's the phone thing. Because I know they won't just like fuck up their thing in the trailer and just put it in. I guess it's maybe the sensor is too small. Having some sort of clipping. But here's what should normally look like. Yeah, you have a ray or two coming out, but you have an overall like aura coming out of it. Here, tiny aura, and then there's like big ass fucking. The rays are too symmetric. That's what's wrong with it. The rays are fine. They're just too symmetric. Then here you have this one ray like going sideways where my mouse is. Here. What a bitch. You have this one ray coming out, and then you have this one coming up, and then you have a little one coming here, and then you have a medium one, and then you have a medium one, and then you have a small one. It has defects in it. It's not perfect. Here it's perfectly symmetrical. So it's looking at you like a fucking human eye. It just doesn't look believable. Yeah, if it wasn't symmetrical, it would look good. Like it would look like realistic, quote unquote. Kind of like what this one looks like. You can see a little bit of a flare. Could be just like a rendering error coming on the right side. But overall, it's an aura. I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's just that nothing works in perfect lines in the real world. Even though it's air and there's nothing around it, it would have lines coming out that are super low, super tall, and then lines that are super short. Another example, you'd see here, super tall array, and then a shorter one next to it, and then another like equally length one, and then a short one, and then a long one, and a long one, and then a medium one. No, this is all done by the engine. You wouldn't go in and like add the arrays by hand. I don't know why the engine is giving them this output of why it looks like this. What engine did they build? Like, there's no fucking way. C++, okay. Is there a screenshot of the engine? How old is this shit? That's it. It doesn't look bad. It doesn't look that ancient. But depending on the engine of, so when you're a big company, I guess, for example, Ubisoft has their own engine. EA has their own engine in house that they make all their games in. You would have an engineering team that makes the engine, and then you have to make everything by hand, pretty much. And when you have the engine, you have like, it's pretty much Unreal Engine at that point. It's just any other engine like Unity or whatever. So it looks like whatever system they had for lighting didn't work well with the color green. Because every other color is working fine in the trailer. This is just the engineering team when they were working setting up the lighting system. They probably just had like a little mathematical error or something. They could have added them as post effects. So you render the game and then you take it into like DaVinci Resolve or whatever, and then you add the effects, but they didn't do that here. Overall, the pacing though, like as like a trailer, this is very good pacing. After Effects? I learned After Effects in grade 11. Would have been 4 years ago. I've mainly transitioned to using DaVinci Resolve. It's free. I have the paid version, but it's a free software. Adobe Premiere is not. It has everything built into one. I no longer have to go in Premiere, lay out my timeline, and then right click, render in like send it to After Effects, finish the shot in After Effects, render it out, send it back to Premiere, work on it, and because I want to work, like let's say I'm using like the AI filter, like where I'm like deleting stuff from the scene, I have to go from Premiere, put it in After Effects. Now I want to delete this something. I have to export as a PNG. I have to open Photoshop, delete the stuff I want from the image gone, so I give it a reference. I have to go back to After Effects, render the layer, and then I have to go there and then send it back to Premiere. That is just such an inefficient way of working when Adobe software is dog shit in terms of optimization and just being stable. DaVinci Resolve, I have my audio, everything I need to do audio-wise, that's pretty basic overall. I'm not an audio engineer. I'm down. I'm down for them to pick me up. Rockstar, pick me up. I'm down. But all my audio, all my visuals is done in one software that's made brand new in 2020. So I don't see a point in people using Premiere or After Effects anymore. It'll be good. The important thing is you want to learn editing for like per game and stuff. Like if you're not per game, sorry. Like if you're editing games, it's different pacing than if you're editing a movie. If you're editing a movie, it's different pacing than editing games. I've worked on 2 movies. I've edited 2 movies. I've worked on however many videos I'm on my YouTube.